at winning the
FIFA
Under 20
right?
World Cup for the first time.
Foreign breed, right?
Whether local or foreign breed, the best legs.
Best legs. Yeah.
I said the best legs. But you want to get one over your opponent later today, talking about the Malians. Well, we've done the needful. Won our first game, drew the second, won the third, picked the ticket. But I still want them to go all out, aim for victory. And if they don't, I will satisfy with the fact that I will pick tickets to the World Cup and take solace in that.
Don't you think the guys have a lot to lose? Because usually, when you don't win, you're not a champion. No one is going to recognize you. You just come, fizzle us, and that's it. Because there's no way to win a World Cup. I'm confident about that. But this one is what I feel that we can actually
Excuse you.
win.
You just said you wanted them to win. Now you're saying
I'm talking, this is Africa.
Because,
I said Africa. In Africa, whatever competition we're going for, there's always that tendency we can.
I want them to work
this.
towards the big picture, which is winning the World Cup.
Okay.
Which we have not done before.
Which we haven't done before. We have been close twice, 1989 and 2005.
You know what?
It's only Ghana that did it for Africa in 2009.
You don't have the players to win it for you, right?
You know what? You know, guys, let's
go to
we have the players, I believe we do, locally and internationally. If we scout them well and we get our acts right tactically, we stand a chance.
Okay.
Okay. Go to Niger, right?
Yeah. Let's do that quickly. Let's do Akinola Fowler now. Is where the action is. Of course, going to be letting us know what is happening with our boys, how they're preparing for this game. Akinola, if you can hear me, it's good to have you join us. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, guys.
All right. It's nice to have you join us. Just help us. Want to feel the pulse of the Flying Eagles. What's going on ahead of the big one, the semi-final? What have you been able to gather? What are the news flittering around about Paul Aigbogu and his boys?
Yes, I must tell you the boys are in high spirits and they are full of joy that they are able to qualify themselves for the World Cup in Poland. But yet, they still want to do more because they are aware that this category has achieved a lot by winning this tournament for about 7 times. But they want to put themselves in the part of history. They want to be part of the golden generation that won this tournament.
Okay. Any injuries to talk about? Did you gather all the players, still in contention for the game, or the coach is likely to rest some players because, something we have achieved our main objective. But do you think the coach, in his words, you probably have listened to him, is he willing to still use his best legs, or he wants to rest some, or are there injuries to worry about?
Yes, he's willing to use his best leg, but there's nothing you can do about it when you have some 1 or 2 worries in the team right away now, because like the likes of Aziz Aremu having not done yesterday at the training ground, and is likely not to be featured today in today's semi-finals, and likes of Alassane too, who has not been training for the past 3 days now. So probably those 2 guys might not be on the lineup today.
Okay, they will not be on the lineup. So how much of a miss are they going to be for the coach, Aigbogu's side?
Yeah, I think there's a better replacement for them because, in this part of the world back home in Nigeria, there people really want them to do more so that they can be part of those teams who have won a lot for the country. So I think the coach also really wants to use his best and achieve something that he can be proud of.
What are some of the outstanding players you've actually seen that you feel maybe sometimes if they don't get to win it, because we understand that usually when a team, they're not champions, it's hard to actually look into a team and pick any player from it. Which of the player will you say right now, maybe it's one of the shining lights they have in the squad?
Most players, I can tell you that they're just average because we are not doing more of the scoring in this tournament. But I think they're just average for me.
Does it worry you that we've scored just 3 goals, as you mentioned, low-scoring games we've had?
Yeah, it's something we can worry about because the more you score, the more your confidence comes alive. But there is nothing they can do because at least they have achieved what they want to achieve. They score less and they achieve more, so I think the guys are happy.
Is the pressure still on them? They've achieved what they want to achieve. Everyone is saying, look, they should just continue and enjoy the game. They don't have to win it. Are they under pressure themselves?
No, they are not under pressure, but I was discussing with the captain yesterday, but he said that everything Nigeria has won in this category is past glory, that they just want to put their name on that record that, they are part of the under-20 squad.
Okay.
Nations Cup too.
All right, yeah. Before I let you go, let me quickly ask you this. You've seen, or I assume that you've seen other teams, and that will make me ask you about the second semi-final, Senegal and South Africa. Have you been impressed with any of the players that you've seen that we probably should be looking forward to at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup?
Yes, I must tell you, I'm impressed with some of the Senegalese players because they play more collective game and the togetherness. And I think the number 19, what is his name again? Is a star player who scored the 2 goals against Ghana. Is a star player of the Senegalese. And the Mali team, don't forget that these people met in Togo during the Wafu Cup, and they know each other, almost the same players. They know each other, and it was not an easy game for Nigeria. The same stage they met the Malians, they have to play 1-1 draw before they go to the penalty when Nigeria won by some goals. So I think it's not going to be an easy game for them today too.
Okay, finally, before we let you go, I mean, the scoreline predicted that we're going to be having Senegal and, of course, Nigeria play in the final. What's your prediction?
Yeah, that's it. That's what everybody is saying here in Yemen, Niger, that the final is going to be Senegal and Nigeria for the final. That is everybody's prediction here. So hopefully we will get there. So, but it's not going to be an easy game today. Only forward and Mali, they're not the post-aside team you can just go with because they have a lot of record. Just 2015, they were in the final of the World Cup.
Can you give us your prediction? 2-0, 3-0 against Mali, or 1-0, or maybe into penalties?
Hopefully, maybe 2-1. I don't want to go to penalty.
A crazy one. Thank you so much, Akiola, for finding out time to talk to us this morning all the way from Niger. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Confidence, I mean, confidence boosting.
I don't know. I'm a bit relaxed, Ahead of that final game, I was a bit apprehensive because I knew any loss of any form, we were out of it. Mm-hmm. But now, we've...
No threats.
Yeah, we have what we want. That does not mean I don't want us to win. But he quoted the captain as saying, look, everything we have done...
It's in the past.
It's in the past. The past is past. So you can't say... And it's not even the same squad anyway. So... But I would just love the coach maybe give some other players who have not played an opportunity. I don't know if you share my line of thought, but that's what I'd love to see. And winning is good, but I also love to see the other players too, so that we can assess those players as we look toward to Poland.
Yeah, no doubt. It means they have the opportunity of stretching the record.
Yes.
Further, we have the most wins in terms of the Under-20 Nations Cup. I haven't won it 7 times. Mm-hmm. We have the opportunity of doing it for the 8th time. We get to overcome the ordeal of the Malians and whoever we meet in the final. But if that is not the case, now Hafiz Aremu is out. Alassane Ibrahim is a doubt for this game. Opportunity for other players to get their time in the sun and step up their game, hopefully impress and contribute their quota towards Nigeria advancing to the finals. If that doesn't get to happen, like I did say earlier, let's take solace in the fact that we've picked a ticket to the World Cup and gear our efforts towards getting better for the World Cup proper. Because that is where the action will be. We get to meet other teams from the other continents and aim for one objective, which is the FIFA Under-20 World Cup title that we are yet to win. But the Malians are not going to be easy. Like Paula did say, we met at the Wafu Cup stage. At the semi-finals, it ended 1-1. It went into penalties. So definitely we have our work cut out against the Malians, who were very, very impressive against the Ghanaians in their last group game. They lost to Senegal, defeated Burkina Faso and Ghana in the group stage to have 6 points. So they are definitely a good side. And they made it to the World Cup final some years back. So definitely they have what it takes to give Nigeria a run for their money. But if it ends not in Nigeria's favor, I wouldn't feel bad because we picked the ticket to the World Cup.
Okay. Mali can't beat Nigeria. I feel bad.
Really?
All right. You know what? We have to move on. Wish Paul Agbogun and his boys all the best as they go on in this tournament, and hopefully they'll get it right. All right. Let's quickly come on and talk about Nigeria Professional Football League. 2 matches to be played today. Let's bring that to you. 8 matches will be played tomorrow. tomorrow is where a lot will happen. But let's focus on today before we talk about tomorrow. Let's look at today. Ideally, our teams on the continent would have played today, but of course they're on the continent, so we have just 2 matches. But let's quickly see that and talk about it. Cecilia Morogwe's favorite team should be in action. Talking about
Dental insurance for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons. Let's see if we can do that quickly before we go on and talk about the CAF Champions League, CAF Confederation Cup. By the way, Lobby Stars surprised us all getting a point in Casablanca yesterday. But let's start with later on we'll try to get that for you. Let's see.
Games we have Wiki Tourist, Lobby Stars not today, not playing. Rivers United, Rangers postponed. Then Tornadoes and Eimba will be in action today. You also have the other fixtures in Group B, Yobe Desert Stars, and of course Plateau United are the games we're definitely looking forward to.
All right,
today.
so that will be it. The insurance I was talking about, I guess it's going to be tomorrow.
Tomorrow game,
yeah. Okay, I got caught up in the excitement.
Will some games even to play tomorrow? Grounds are being used for.
Yeah, one. I think one is
Kada Stars.
Kada Stars. I think Kada Stars game and Canopilas game.
But it should be expected because of the season.
Because of the season.
Hopefully there won't be too much of a backlog, and we'll be able to move on.
Yeah, there's going to be much of a backlog. Okay, can we leave it there and go to the CAF Champions League?
Yeah, let's do that quickly. Let's do that quickly. Let's go to the CAF Champions League. Let's see the result. ASEC Mimosa. I think maybe they all conspire to play. All play draws. ASEC Mimosa, Sundowns draw. Wydad Athletic and our own Lobby Stars draw as well. Kade, were you surprised? I was happy, very happy. I saw the first few minutes, my heart couldn't carry it. Switched because I was thinking.
Trying to watch Champions League.
I was. Why did you say that?
UEFA Champions League and CAF Champions League.
I was thinking maybe at some point they were going to capitulate, but guess what?
They didn't.
They didn't, and they still have.
They heard what we said, that lose and
that's all. That's all. But they have a fighting chance. Currently, they have a fighting chance.
I guess that was the impetus because knowing that if they lose against Wydad, that'll put pay to
we'll stop doing the calculation
ambition.
and
we'll stop doing the permutation. We also know that okay, it's all done and dusted. I said if they are able to at least avoid defeat, it means they have a fighting chance because the game played earlier between ASEC and Mamelodi Sundowns ended goalless. I was like, okay, if you can at least get a point on the road, we have 4 points, and who knows what could happen in the other 2 games against Mamelodi Sundowns and ASEC Mimosa. So technically, they still have a chance.
All the 4 teams, depending on the combination of results, any of the 4. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see the standings if we can. Let's see the standings. And Lobby Stars are in the 4th position. They're down there.
They have 4 points.
4 points.
They have 4 points.
ASEC Mimosa 4 points.
And I think ASEC are ahead of them because ASEC has beaten them.
Yep.
That can be remedied. I'm not even worried because that can be remedied. ASEC is coming back to play Lobby Stars. But the key thing is, if I take it for granted that Lobby Stars can beat ASEC Mimosa, but if they go to Sundowns, that's where, because I'm thinking maybe Wydad can get something over Sundowns, then am I already?
Why are you already? I don't even get it.
You know what? Because I'm also doing that in my head. Have they avoided defeat against ASEC Mimosa in Abidjan and not lose? So Wydad, they won't be in this.
No, even okay. Let's even forget them for the ASEC.
Let's forget about the past.
At home.
Now going forward, they need to win both games.
That's it. Simple. So there's no point for the permutation and calculations.
They need to win both games
Just win both.
to stand a chance at all. Because if you add 6 points to the 4...
Okay, are you saying there's no scenario 8 points can do it?
It's going to be difficult.
It's going to be difficult, so but okay, let's say you have you win 1, you draw 1. Yeah, it's still a possibility. But it means the other teams too will have to draw points.
Precisely.
They'll have to draw points.
If Sundowns does not win their game before they play Lobby, 8 points can.
Okay, say they get to avoid defeat against Sundowns in South Africa and coming home against ASEC Mimosa, they get to win. That will be 4 points added to the 4 in the kitty, meaning 8 points. But will 8 points be enough? I'm not sure.
Exactly. So just win your 2 games. That's it. If you win those 2 games,
quite tough.
You know what it is.
Sundowns in South Africa.
Yeah, beat Sundowns. You can do it. Beat Sundowns. Okay, they lost at home here, right?
It's possible.
Yeah.
They lost at home here. Yes. So what happened in that?
I think in a way they're getting their act right because I was also changing watching the UEFA Champions League and also having a clip, and I saw improved performances from the likes of Kelly Kester, Ebube Duru, even the goalkeeper Olufemi Kayode, and generally as a collective,
I
think they stepped up the ante. And you need to give thumbs up to Solomon Ogbede for tinkering the lads.
Right.
He got it spot on. Yes, Wydad Casablanca got a goal ruled offside, and they kept pushing, asking the questions, but Lobby Stars definitely soaked all the pressure, even made some efforts against the run of play, but they just couldn't convert. But they played quite well. An improvement from the previous games they've had in this competition.
Okay, let's quickly see the CAF Confederation Cup before we start talking about the UEFA Champions League, and probably spare a thought for the All-Star weekend before we go on the show. Let's see CAF Confederation Cup. Rangers, well, against CS Sfaxien, Salitas against Etoile du Sahel, 2 back-to-back travels. Two back-to-back travels to Tunisia. They have to get something from these 2 games at the very least. At the very least, 2 points.
But the question is, can the Flying Antelopes pull the chestnut out of the fire? That's a big question.
Yeah.
When you're playing against North African opposition in CS Sfaxien and Etoile du Sahel. Well, it's not impossible.
It's not, yeah.
Maybe they'll borrow a leaf from the heroics of Lobby Stars yesterday and said if they can avoid defeat on the road in North Africa, you can. We've seen teams like Enyimba do so in times past. And it could also be a possibility for them. And if you have a coach like Agbenga Ogunbote, who did it with Sunshine Stars, both at the CAF Confederations Cup and Champions League some years back, it's not impossible, but it's a tightrope.
All right. Okay. I do agree with you. Let's quickly, let's see if we can take the results out of the way first. Cecilia, you have a Champions League?
Yeah, quickly, 2 games played last night. You have United losing at home. Okay, 11 games later on. And I mean, United fans can keep quiet now.
We're talking about the results.
All pun intended.
Let's talk about the results.
Okay, yeah, there you have it. 2-0. PSG going to Old Trafford. And they won, of course, Kylian Mbappe. And, of course, another kid. I mean, it was awesome game anyway. Roman and Porto, AS Roman just ensured that they had to win at home. Just steadying that
goal.
Now, let's look at the United game. Yeah, United game. That's the one we're going to look at before we go on a break.
And the absence of Edison Cavani and Neymar Jr. We thought Manchester United would have at least stepped up the ante, but that didn't get to happen. And it's now a huge task in the return leg.
Okay, a huge task is going to be for United. We'll go for a break now. We'll come back. We'll be listening to the managers.